Good afternoon, everyone. How are you all? It's Laura here from See Clear Counselling, and today I wanted to talk about that vicious cycle of anxiety that keeps going when our mind and our body have that vicious cycle connection. So, our mind and our body are talking to each other all of the time. And very often, when we have some thoughts that tell us that something is threatening or dangerous to us, then that triggers off our amygdala, the fear center in our brain, and triggers off adrenaline to go into our body, and we start reacting in that fight or flight response. As we feel that reaction in our body, that can lead to us having further thoughts about that threat or danger that is there. And then what we do is we trigger off that adrenaline surge again, and we feel those anxiety physical symptoms happening in our body again, and we just keep going in that cycle. It could be that it started with our feeling. We might start feeling our heart racing, or difficulty breathing, or sweaty palms, and that leads us to think about something negative about that, and that triggers off our amygdala, tells us that we're scared of something, something is threatening or dangerous to us, and that sets off our physical response again. So say, for example, you're scared of driving on the motorway, and as you walk towards your car, you start to feel your heart pumping faster, you feel yourself breathing much more heavily, you feel the sweatiness in your palms. That's going to say you're going to then have a thought, I'm really scared about this, I don't think I can do this. And that triggers off your amygdala, which keeps that heart racing more because your fight or flight is switched on. And then you feel those physical symptoms even more. And then you start saying, well, I can't possibly get in the car. There's no way I can drive when I'm feeling like this. And then we just keep that cycle going. It might have started with your thought that as you walk towards the car, you said, I'm really scared about driving on the motorway. That triggers off your amygdala because you're afraid, and then you get your physical symptoms. So you can see how the mind and the body talk to each other and keep that vicious cycle of anxiety and negativity going for you. So a quick example to show how that works for you is clench your fist. And as you clench your fist, what you'll find is that it's not just your fist that you clench, but you'll probably feel other areas of your body starting to get tense as well. The rest of your arm might feel really tense. I'm feeling that this muscle here is really tensed up. I'm feeling the shoulders tensing, and my back is feeling more tense. And so that is sending messages to my brain that I am in danger because everything is tense in my body. And I might then start thinking, well, what's wrong? What's going on? And I'm going to start that vicious cycle going. But what we learn in counselling and in mindfulness is that we can do grounding exercises and breathing, and that can actually help to start to calm that vicious cycle down. So with your fist clenched, just now focus on your breathing and just breathe in and out nicely and slowly, and just focus on that breath in and out, in and out. What you'll probably start to find is that your fist is starting to open, that tension is going, you've lowered your shoulders, the tension has gone from your arm, and what that does is change that feedback loop. Your body then starts to feed back to your mind, hang on a minute, everything's okay, I'm feeling quite calm, I'm not tense anymore. Does that mean that there's something to be afraid of? And you can change that vicious cycle. You can kind of put a break in that vicious cycle. And that is why grounding exercises and mindful meditation and breathing can really help to calm you down. Also, when we're focusing on our breathing, it's more difficult to have those thoughts going in and out of our mind. We tend to focus on the breathing. So if you want to know more about breaking that vicious cycle of mind and body anxiety, then why not get in touch and maybe book in some counselling sessions or come along to one of my mindfulness classes or mindfulness courses and start to break that vicious cycle that is going on between your mind and body. I hope that's been useful to you, and I'll see you again next week with more tips and hints on managing and reducing your anxiety. Bye for now.